The main issue at Nicea was the nature of Jesus Christ. Was he truly divine, or was he a created being? This debate, which would go on to define Christian orthodoxy, would be a clash of fierce theological positions. Arius, a presbyter from Alexandria, was one of the most vocal proponents of the idea that Christ was not co-eternal with the Father. His position, which became known as Arianism, rejected the notion that Jesus was of the same essence of God the Father. He believed that the Son of God was a creation of the Father and therefore not eternal, but begotten. As Arius wrote, "If the Father begot the Son, he that was begotten had a beginning and existence. And from this it is evident there was a time when the Son was not." So in other words, there was a time before the Son existed, and this was crucial to Arius' understanding of Christ's nature. On the other side of the debate stood Alexander, the bishop of Alexandria, who fiercely opposed Arius' claims. Alexander and his supporters argued that Christ, as the Son of God, must share the same essence as the Father. This was essential for the preservation of the integrity of Christian salvation. If Christ was not divine in the same way the Father was, then his power to save humanity would be undermined. Alexander's position was clear. If anyone says that the Son of God is a creature and that there was a time when he did not exist, let him be anathema. For Alexander, any notion that Christ was created was heresy and fundamentally altered the nature of Christian faith. The Arian view was not isolated to Arius alone. Several other bishops, including Eusebius of Nicomedia, sided with Arius and argued that the Son of God was not eternal. Eusebius' perspective reflected the belief that the Son was a powerful being, but still a creation. Eusebius defended Arius by saying, "We should not call the Son eternal because he was created by the Father. The Son is like the Father in his greatness, but he's not the same in essence." This view, however, ran into opposition from those who saw it as diminishing Christ's divinity. Against these arguments, a growing group of bishops, including a young deacon named Athenasius, began to assert that the Son of God could only be fully divine and co-eternal with the Father. Athenasius would become one of the strongest proponents of Nicene orthodoxy. Athenasius argued, "The Son is not a creature, for he is of the same substance as the Father. In this, the whole truth is revealed." For him, the nature of Christ's divinity was inseparable from his ability to redeem humanity. If Christ was not fully divine, he could not have saved humanity from sin. The doctrine of consubstantiality, Christ being of the same essence of the Father, was the cornerstone of Athanasius' Christian belief and the Nicene Creed. At the council, the debate between Arians and Nicene supporters grew intense. Bishops and presbyters from all corners of the empire offered their opinions, each staunchly defending their view. Finally, after much deliberation, the bishops voted in order of a creed that rejected Arianism and affirmed the divinity of Christ. The Nicene Creed, as it came to be known, declared that Jesus Christ was begotten, not made, being of one substance with the Father. This declaration was monumental. It affirmed the Orthodox position that Christ was eternally begotten of the Father and that the Son shared the same divine essence as the Father. It was a direct refutation of Arius' claim that the Son was a created being. Despite the vote, the theological struggle did not end at Nicea. Arianism would continue to thrive for decades, and the debates about Christ's nature would persist for generations. However, the Nicene Creed had firmly established the principle that Christ's divinity was not negotiable. The Council of Nicea marked a pivotal moment in Christian history. It was a battle for the heart of Christian doctrine, where the very nature of Jesus Christ was at stake. The decisions made at Nicea would resonate throughout the centuries, shaping the trajectory of Christianity as we know it today. As Athanasius would later say, "The faith of the Church is founded on the truth of the divine word, and the truth will always remain unchanged." For Athanasius, as for many at Nicea, the divinity of Christ was not just a theological point, but the very foundation of the Christian faith.